Hello. Welcome back to the channel. I hope that everyone is doing well on this great day that the Lord has made for us. And I hope that you're ready to get in to the Word. We are in Luke 20, and it begins with saying, "And it came to pass that on one of those days, as he taught the people in the temple and preached the gospel, the chief priests and the scribes came upon him with the elders and spoke unto him, saying, Tell us, by what authority doest thou these things? Or who is he that give thee this authority? And he answered and said unto them," Jesus said, "I will also ask you one thing, and answer me. The baptism of John, was it from heaven or of men?" And they reasoned with themselves, saying, If we shall say, From heaven, he will say, Why then believe ye him not? But if we say, Of men, all the people will stone us, for they be persuaded that John was a prophet. And they answered that they could not tell whence it was. So Jesus asked them that question about the baptism of John. Was it from heaven or of man? And so while they was thinking, well, if we say this, then this would happen. Like, okay, for one, they didn't want to say it was from heaven because one, they refused the baptism. And then if they said it's from men, then the people would have thought that John was indeed a prophet. And remember, they killed John. Herod was the one who beheaded John. And so let's move on to where he said, and they answered that they could not tell whence it was. And Jesus said unto them, Neither tell I you by what authority I do these things. Then began he to speak to the people this parable. A certain man planted a vineyard and let in forth 2 husbandmen and went into a far country for a long time. And at the season he sent a servant to the husbandmen that they should give him of the fruit of the vineyard. But the husbandmen beat him and sent him away empty. And again he sent another servant, and they beat him also, and treated him shamefully, and sent him away empty. And again he sent a third, and they wounded him also, and cast him out. Then said the Lord of the vineyard, What shall I do? I will send my beloved son. It may be they will reverence him when they see him, that they would respect him when they see him. But when the husbandman saw him, they reasoned among themselves, saying, "This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, that the inheritance may be ours." So they cast him out of the vineyard and killed him. What therefore shall the Lord of the vineyard do unto them? He shall come and destroy the husbandman, and shall give the vineyard to others. And when they heard it, they said, God forbid. And he beheld them and said, What is this then that is written? The stone which the builders rejected, the same is become the head of the corner. Whosoever shall fall upon this stone shall be broken, but on whosoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder. So there was a lot into this parable, and it has to do with, one, the vineyard, the land, which the Lord placed the people up on for, or certainly at the time, and because of the certain at the time came with I had made some notes Adam and Eve, who were not meant to die but to live forever. And so through the disobedience of Adam and Eve, because of Satan lies, because in Genesis 2:17, that death would come. You know, out of all the trees in this garden, you may eat of, except for the tree of knowledge and evil. And so Satan comes and lies to Eve, and Eve disobeys and trusts in Satan. And that's where death entered. And so, like in John 8:44, when he was talking to the Pharisees, he was like, "You're like of your father." He was a murderer from the beginning, and he is the father of lies. And he was a murderer in the beginning, because he told Eve, "If you eat of this tree, you will surely not die." But death came, because they were supposed to live forever, and death came, and that's why people die. And that's why that's why I said that Satan was a murderer from the beginning, because of his lies. And he did cause murder. He did cause death to enter. That is murder. And so he was a murderer from the beginning. And so we on borrowed time on this earth, and the prophets came, and they was like, you know, every time the prophet came, they beat him and whatever. Okay, you see what happened to John, you know. And so my thinking is, when they say, oh, this the son. So the son of God, Jesus, comes, and they're like, oh, this the heir. So they was thinking, they was thinking with their corrupt minds, to me as I see it, their corrupt minds saying, oh, we're just going to kill the heir, then we're going to inherit the earth and the people. Like, the earth is ours, the people is ours. Like, really? That's what they're thinking. Even to this day, they think this. Okay? So, but what they did not know, because they were spiritually ignorant, that Jesus came, they did not know that he had the power within him to raise himself from death. So, in Corinthians 15:45, so you got, Adam, who disobeyed and disobeyed because of his wife, but he was the first man. And then you got in 1 Corinthians, let's go to that. 1 Corinthians 15:45. Let me go back. Okay, here we go. 15:45. It says, and so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. So the last man, Adam, they're speaking of Jesus, who came, was a quickening spirit. Okay, let's see. What does quickening mean? To revive, to bring to life again. Who raised from out the grave? Jesus. And so therefore, they were ignorant, and through Adam came death, through Jesus come life. He has power over death. And so, let's go to but when the husbandman saw him, they reasoned, okay, they go through, because this parable is talking about Jesus. They would, they would kill the heir, but it's not over. It says, what do you think now that Jesus has been raised? It shall come. So it said, but when the husbandman saw him, they reasoned, okay, and the inheritance may be ours. So that was a ignorant thinking. So they cast him out of the vineyard and they killed him. So this is the crucifixion, where therefore shall the Lord of the vineyard do unto them when he returns. The second coming. Okay. He shall come and destroy the husbandman and shall give the vineyard to others. And when they heard it, they said, God forbid. And he beheld them and said, what is then that is written? The stone in which the builders rejected. They rejected him. They crucified him. They didn't want to have no dealings with him. You hear what they said. They said, oh, the heir has come. The one who has the inheritance. Let us kill him. So the stone the builders rejected, the same has become the head corner. All power sitting on the right hand of the Father. Whosoever shall fall upon the stone shall be broken, but whosoever shall fall, it will grind him to powder. And so we're going to stop right there. And I hope that you have learned something. I most certainly have. And until next time, stay encouraged, stay in prayer without ceasing. Continue to read. Bless up.